You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on Brian Kelly, of course, the head coach at LSU for now. After he got trounced, and then last night, guess what happened? In Death Valley, Brian Kelly, the former Notre Dame hotshot coach, right? Oh, here I come. Yeah, fake accent and all to Louisiana. Well, Texas A&M rolled LSU last night. Absolutely cremated them. And boy, there's a lot of response. LSU fans furious. People around the program furious. We're going to look at some of the reaction to that because I got to tell you, now I did say in my last video, look, if they fire LSU, Brian Kelly's going to get another job, probably Penn State. I mean, let's be real. Brian Kelly gets on the market, Penn State's probably going to hire him. But you cannot look this way at LSU and stay and be around. That's not going to happen. Look, they almost hired John Gruden. I've talked about this in the past. When they hired Kelly, they were looking at Gruden too. A lot of fans wanted Gruden. I'm going to tell you the issue with Brian Kelly. And you see this a lot, I think, in the SEC. Quit hiring these guys from up north. I mean, there's something to that. Okay? And you can come in and try to be fake and whatever, and people see through that. There's an inability to relate to the people around you. All right? And I think Brian Kelly he's never really been likable in any way, but you can be a hard ass and be likable. Nick Saban, one of the biggest hard asses on earth, likable. You know, John Gruden, hard ass, completely likable. Beloved, in fact. You're seeing that right here. That's not a typo. 49-25 and Death Valley. A&M came in there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, A&M was ranked third in this game. Coming into this game, LSU 20th. But LSU, Brian Kelly has squandered this season, had potentially the number one overall draft pick at one of the most important positions. Quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. At the very least, Garrett was going to get drafted top 15 probably. Now, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that now. The lack of offensive line protection, shit. He's getting murdered back there. This is A&M celebrating in Death Valley. I mean, can you imagine? They're at LSU. Unbelievable. Marcel Reed shared his Tommy Moffitt story after the LSU win.
Yeah, Marcel, was there any part of this win that was for Coach Moffitt, and what does he mean to y'all as players?
I mean, yeah, Moffitt got some Gatorade poured on him at the end of the game by the O-line, for sure. But yeah, Moffitt, wanted this game just as bad as anyone else. And, I remember Thursday he kind of brought in a tackling dummy with Brian Kelly's face on it. We all just started kicking and stomping and stuff like that. But, yeah, this one was an important one to him. And they kind of told us the story of the night before we even got here, just kind of.
I mean, he's just right here, this comment. No one likes Brian Kelly. He's not an SEC guy. Wouldn't be surprised if he's fired this week. I'm more stable than Brian Kelly's job security at LSU. A shrinking forehead is far superior to a shrinking win column. Hashtag Notre Dame. And the thing about it is, Notre Dame, one could argue, has gotten better since Brian Kelly was let go. I mean, I think you could certainly argue that. LSU fans, chant Fire Kelly. I mean, he's public enemy number one. He's public enemy number one. Going to be ugly in the Bayou this week. Kelly would be owed $53 million in a buyout. I mean, honestly, Garrett Nussmeier was looking like he wanted him fired too when he got pulled. I mean, have you ruined the kid? I'm starting to wonder. This guy's as fake as they come, from the accent to not visiting his players in the hospital. It's a shock to see his players quit on the field too. LSU should be a top 10 program in the country every year. They won't be as long as Brian Kelly is the head coach. Brian Kelly attacking his fellow LSU coaches.
Now in their second year in this system of Mike Elko. And a frustrated Brian Kelly, but I got news for LSU. A&M is not looking to slow down.
Yeah, he went after his assistants. I mean, honestly, well, it can't be Brian's fault, right? Well, if you ask him, I'm sure he's going to be like, nah, nothing to see here. Please move along. The accountability king. He's a terrible coach. Kelly is always yelling at his coaches and his players. He's not a leader. Not only does Kelly suck, but his staff sucks as well. He's the worst. Fire this bitch at LSU football. Be a decent coach or draw 250. That's good. Oh, working. He going to McDonald's. He going to McDonald's. Not much of the LSU team stuck around for the alma mater. In front of an empty section, Brian Kelly had already gone down the tunnel, then came back out again for it, so he got booed going off the field twice. Insane to see the fall of Death Valley in real time. I feel sorry for this team. This was the coach's fault. Special teams, OC, and even DC in this game. Brian Kelly gets top blame. Kelly making bad decisions even when the game is over. The athletes don't deserve it. This is a bad place to be losing in this manner. I guarantee it. You can talk about 10 programs in the country, and guess what? 2 of them's already got vacancies. Penn State, Florida. You better not lose like that. You're going to get your ass walked. LSU, maybe even more so than the last 2 places. I'll be shocked if he makes it through the week. But, again, I think sometimes it's you got to look at regional fit, I believe, when you're talking about coaches. I believe that. I think you've got, in other words, it'd be like, don't hire Josh McDaniels for a job at Mississippi State. Just don't do that. You know? I mean, come on. Well, Josh McDaniels trained. No, just don't bring in a New England guy. Come on. Ed Orgeron had a hell of a lot of success at LSU. Yeah, I get it. Joe Burrow, all of that. But regardless, you get my point. Brian Kelly's in hell. Or at least he's probably going to be. Question is, who will hire him after he gets fired? Because I think he's fucked here. I figure it's Penn State. I figure if Brian Kelly came on the market, Penn State's going to grab him. So the question is LSU about to be fighting with Florida for John Gruden? At the same time that there's the Miami Dolphins may also be fighting for John Gruden. I bring Gruden up in every video that where a coach may have to be brought in because I think it's fair to say he may be the number one overall coach on the market right now. Available. Pro or I mean, you think the Jets right now aren't regretting hiring John Gruden? Because there was a ton of John Gruden fire there. And they went with Aaron Glenn. It's been a dumpster fire. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.